Look at that luscious marbling color. Ooh, we added this one. Look at that. I did not expect these colors to blend like this. You gotta stay tuned to see what happens next. Hello, friends. It is Sandy from Two Fat Birds Creative, and welcome. We have some more new pigments from Art by Musie, and this one is called Cleopatra. Look at that gorgeous gold pink hue to that. And what we are going to do is we are going to paint the top of this lid here, this square box jar thing. And this lid to me reminded me of a mountain range. And so I thought I'd take this color. It reminded me of ice, the frozen varietal of ice. And I thought I would do this kind of like ice-covered mountain range or glacier-covered mountain range and see what kind of effects we could get with this. All right, so we have our Resincrete mixed up. Yes, we are using Eco Resin Resincrete from JDiction. I have it split into 2 pots here, and I'm not sure what I was saying with 4. I think maybe that was I had 4 ounces of Resincrete in each, or did 400 grams, one or the other. And so I'm putting some of a blue color in here. It's a water-based pigment I got off of Temu, and now we're going with a blue-green. And just showing you, I had the blue that I put in there first, and now adding this blue-green and a little bit of this baby blue into this larger pot here. And with that baby blue, we are also going to add this dirty pink. Now what happens in the colors that ended up, I wasn't expecting at all. I didn't know what this was going to look like in the end. I wasn't sure what the dirty pink and the blue would end up like, but I really did love it at the end. And so now we're just giving a little mix just to kind of get it marbled through there. I'm just trying to pull up some of the white up to the top and get the blue pushed down so we can get a nice marble throughout the cup. Grab another stick here so we can go ahead and do the same to this batch over here. But I did figure the blue and the pink in the end would just make a purple, so I wasn't too concerned that it wasn't going to turn out into something nice. And so now we are just going to go ahead and pour these back and forth. You can see I just added a little bit more of the blue into the last cup there. We still have a little bit more of the dirty pink and blue, so we're just topping off the rest of that into our jar mold here. Here we'll get the lid now. Remember that our mountain range in the lid, and I'm going to just drizzle the last bit of dregs I have left in this cup. And then I'll take what's left of that pink mixture and we're going to drizzle the rest of that into the top of this lid here as well. And then we'll finish topping off. We'll make a little bit more of the Resincrete and finish topping off that lid. And we are cured now. So we are going to start to demold this. I'm going to grab a little bit of tape off to the side and try to clean up the edge here. Just trying to pick up any of that little bits and pieces that have spilled over. You do this with regular resin as well. It's not quite working as well. You can see some of it's being picked up, but it doesn't quite work as well as I was hoping it would. Let's get this puppy demolded and let's see how it looks. So you can see those streaks on the bottom there. That's from where I put a couple swipes of that Cleopatra on there. And it stayed, and I'm loving the marbling pattern on the sides. I'm just taking the deburring tool here and just trying to get those sides shaved down. There's a bit of a lip there, raised edge, and this particular piece is not quite, how do I want to say, even. It got warped in some places, so the lid doesn't actually fit as well as it should. Probably with the regular resin, it would be just fine, but with the eco resin being a little bit heavier and it's a Temu mold, just isn't as supported for eco resin as it should be. But look at the pattern along the sides here. It reminds me of desert, it reminds me of mountains. And now for our top, speaking of mountains, let's get this unmolded. Some of that powder did stay on the mold, but when we flip this over, it has also clung to the resin crate. And I am in love with how this turned out. I just think it looks awesome. Snow-covered peaks, glacial peaks. You can see here is where I'm like trying to figure out why isn't the lid fitting, because it got warped. And I tried to go ahead and deburr down the edges and everything, but in the end, I couldn't get it enough to fit squarely, but it fits good enough for me. I'm going to keep this piece because I really, really like it. So it doesn't fit quite well enough. That's all right, because it just belongs to me. But look at that. Isn't she gorgeous? And I spend a little bit of time faffing about trying to, again, take the deburring tool and scrub down those edges, but I won't make you watch that. And here she is. One last look before we're going to go ahead and give her a coat of a wax. Just a little zoom in there. Look at all that marbling. Look at all that sparkle, chameleon. And here we go. We have our wax. We're using the Clarkstone and Concrete wax. Why? Because it smells good and it works. Just got a little sponge. I split it in half. And I'm just going to scraping it around to pick up that wax onto the sponge. And I am just rubbing it in all along the outside of this jar here. Do want to rub it in and let it sit about 5 to 15 minutes and then buff it off with another cloth. Once you see it's like not shiny and you can see it's like soaked in, that's when you can go ahead and start buffing off any of the remaining wax on there. And I'm going to give it a good wax all the way around and inside, and then we'll come back when I am buffing it off. All right, we are ready to start buffing that wax. So I'm just taking a clean cloth here and I am just rubbing it all over the piece, rubbing off the excess wax, rubbing in the non-excess wax, I guess, just kind of buffing it in. The reason I chose to go ahead and wax this is because I wanted those colors to come out a little bit more. When you wax the eco resins, it does make those colors pop more. And that's what I wanted to do with this. It's not that I wanted to make it waterproof or anything. I'm not gonna put it anywhere where it's near water, but I just wanted those colors a little bit more vibrant. And so that's why I went ahead and waxed it. And I am looking for my deburring tool right now because I want to try to take down some of the edges on the inside, just trying to, again, to make that lid fit a little bit more squared up. But since I don't really get there in the end, I'll just show you a little bit here. You can see it's a little bowed right there. So I'm just taking that deburring tool and trying to scratch and cut some of that area off so my lid will fit a little bit more square in the end. No big deal. It doesn't, but I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it for myself, so I wasn't too worried about it. So I do go ahead and give it a little cleanup here. I'll wipe it down, getting some of that dust off, and I will give it another wax coating and buff it on, buff it off. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who watches my videos. I greatly appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, maybe think about it. You can subscribe. It's absolutely free to you. You can point your camera on your phone to the QR code popping up on the screen to easily subscribe, or go down and in the description, click the subscribe button. And if you so choose, I have memberships that are available. It's $3.99 a month, less than the price of a cup of coffee. You can become a member, and there are extra perks that come along with that. And thank you, Lady in Resin. Thank you all again for joining me today. I hope you liked the video. Leave me a comment if you did, or even if you didn't, just be nice. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
A drop, a dash of hue. I craft, I dream, the world feels new.